Good morning, zebras. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a half-day Monday. Early dismissal today, December 9th, 2024. It's a blue day here at New Brunswick High School. And it's Mr. Nessie coming to you live from the Julian Nicholas Podcast Studio. We got weather, we got announcements, and we've got a great conversation that we had with Miss Cow from the math department. So buckle up and let's get started.
We'll make it sweet, we'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
The weather, baby.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently 37 degrees and mostly cloudy here in New Brunswick. We're going up to a high of 51 today, which means it'll feel like summer. We've got rainy conditions expected around 12 p.m., and we've got wind gusts up to 6 miles an hour. Hope you enjoyed the nice weekend weather we had, and as we settle into the week, Wednesday looks like it's going to be a great day with a high of 62, although there is a 95% chance of rain on Wednesday, a 60% chance on Tuesday, and an 80% chance today. Oh well, that's winter for you. All right, morning announcements. Zebra Morning Show is also a podcast. Scan the Dino code and you can listen to the Zebra Morning Show wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're not a podcast listener, what are you doing? You can't listen to music all the time. There's other things on Spotify. Try the Zebra Morning Show. It's delicious.
Good morning, this is Miss Marana with your quote of the day. May the spirit of the holidays be with you throughout the new year. Unknown.
Today is National Christmas Card Day, so get those Christmas cards written and get them in the mail. It's also National Pastry Day. This day in history, in 1940, December 9th, the Bears defeat the Redskins 73-0 in the NFL championship. It was a little lopsided. The very next year, in 1941, 2 days after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, the United States declares war on Japan. And on this day in 1980, former member of the Beatles, John Lennon, is shot. Today's an early dismissal day. I have no idea what the daily tech table hours will be, but I'm sure you can go during advisory, and you'll need to be able to repair or return anything at the end of the day. Just ask your advisory teacher. I'm sure there will be an email about the tech table. Get your copy of the 2025 yearbook. It's on sale now. You can get it for just $50 if you buy it before holiday break, which is in 9 days from today. You can order cash with Mr. McDermott or Miss Esposito in D204 during advisory. And you can shop online, scan the QR code on your screen, or click the links in the Instagram for the yearbook, which is at NBHS_YB. Congratulations to the cast and crew of the fall production of Late Bus by B.D. Samuels. Everybody did a great job over the weekend, the Thursday and Friday performance, and of course the Saturday matinee. Great job, cast and crew. See you in the spring for the musical. It's party time. The Debate Club and STEM Club are having a joint winter party on December 11th in B212 after school. That's this Wednesday. Join us as they decorate ornaments and light them up with the power of science. If you'd like to attend this party, you must register ahead of time. Scan the QR code on the flyers outside of B212 or C207 to sign up. First come, first serve, limited spots available. The Hispanic Culture Club is hosting a winter coat drive through December 19th. They are collecting winter coats and jackets, hoodies, sweaters, hats, scarves, and gloves for boys and girls aged 14 to 19, sizes small through extra large. If you'd like to contribute, you can drop your donation off in the boxes outside the main office or D214. Get involved with your school and join Student Council. They meet every first and third Thursday from 2:45 to 3:45 in B321. Follow them on Instagram at nbhs.stuco, and you can participate in a couple of events and support the school because they have put on and they're putting together the holiday candygrams. They are on sale today through Friday during all lunches for $1. You could send a sweet treat to a friend, colleague, or a loved one. Spread some holiday cheer and get your order in today. Holiday candygrams will be delivered next week, starting on December 16th. And the Student Council is also sponsoring the Holiday Photo Booth. This week only, for $3, you get a Polaroid keepsake. So get your photo taken with Santa, the Grinch, some elves. It'll be great. Happy holidays from the Student Council. And now a word from peer to peer.
Hey Zebras! I'm Angela.
And I'm Michelle, and we are excited to introduce this year's peer-to-peer podcast for the 2024 and 2025 school year.
What is peer-to-peer, you ask? Well, it's a space where we, as peer leaders, bring you the real stories from high school, shared by our very own peer leaders.
That's right. Peer leadership is all about guiding and supporting others. And through this podcast, we'll be talking about everything from overcoming challenges to finding balance in school life.
We'll also be offering advice specifically for our underclassmen, helping you navigate high school like a pro.
So join us each episode as we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
This is Peer-to-Peer, where your story matters. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, my name is Alana, and I am the host of Sazon Latino, the all-Spanish podcast here in New Brunswick High School, and this is brought to you by the Hispanic Culture Club. We talk about many different topics in Sazon Latino, like cultures all around the world, food, music, and you can find more from us in Instagram at NBHSHCC, and you can also go to zebrapodcastnetwork.com/Sazon Latino.
The Zebra Morning Show is hosting its third annual holiday cookie contest. We want to know which staff member or faculty member makes the best chocolate chip cookies. Submit 5 cookies to me, Mr. Nessie, by 3 o'clock on Thursday, December 19th. And we will have our competition, or our judging really, on Friday, December 20th, the day before holiday break. If you have any questions, just email me. The New Brunswick High School Parent-Teacher Organization will be having their second Family Fun Night, and this time they'll be doing Zumba. This is a free event on December 17th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It's open to all staff, students, and of course your families. And we hope to see you there. Students, make sure you get connected with your class in Google Classroom and your grade level on Instagram. Great announcements and lots of fun happening over there. Seniors, FAFSA Financial Aid Night is this Wednesday, December 11th from 6 to 8 o'clock. Dinner will be served. This is a graduation requirement, so scan the QR code and get yourself registered. During the course of the evening, you'll learn how to apply for financial aid, and you'll get step-by-step guidance on completing the FAFSA form. You'll also learn about free money for college, learn about grants, scholarships, and work-study opportunities. You'll also understand the loan options. You can learn about low-interest federal loans to help cover your higher education costs. And you'll also be able to get expert help. There will be financial aid advisors on hand to answer all of your family's questions and to make sure your application is accurate. Happy birthday if today is your birthday from me and the Zebra Morning Show. If you want to get announcements like a birthday shout out on the show, go to our website, send me an email, see me in the hallway, let me know. Happy to shout out you or your friends. Attention staff, if you are interested in participating in the staff holiday potluck, please stop by room D214 or send a message to Miss Oviedo. It'll be on December 19th And remember, wear your ugly sweaters. Zebra Podcast Network merch is available for purchase. It's the holiday season. We don't make any money, by the way, but if you want to purchase a hat, hoodie, sweatshirt, water bottle, stickers, that'd be nice. Scan the Dino code and advertise for us. And if you want to get an announcement or a shout out on the morning show, visit our website, zebrapodcastnetwork.com, submit something on our Google form, or send us a lovely voicemail. And now, the Zebra Sports Desk. Good morning, Zebra Sports fans. Coming up this Thursday, the only athletic event we've got on the calendar is boys and girls bowling as they travel to South River to face the Rams. Good luck to the bowlers. And of course, winter weight room is open after school from 2:45 to 4 o'clock. If you need more information, see Coach Glahusky. He is the supervisor of the winter weight room. That's it for sports. Go Zebras! Go Zebras, indeed.
You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
All right, it is another Maestro Monday, and I've got two special guests. We've got Angela from Peer to Peer. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning. I'm Angela, and I'm doing good.
And we have Miss Cow.
Hi, good to be here.
Thank you for being here. So this is Maestro Monday, where Angela and I are going to throw you really difficult questions. No, I'm just kidding. We just want to get to know you and humanize you as an adult professional. All right. Angela, do you want me to start things off?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Cow, why are you becoming a teacher? Because you are a student teacher. Why education?
Yeah, I guess I've always been interested in education. I'm an older sister, so when I was younger, I loved to help out my younger sister with her homework and stuff like that. And just when I was in middle school, I just felt that my teachers, they cared so much about me, and they really helped me grow as a person. And it inspired me to want to be a teacher through like middle school, high school, and then in college, I also really saw it as a way to be of service to others. So, that's why I want to be a teacher.
Now, you are working with Mr. Juba, a math teacher, so you are prepping to be a math teacher.
That's right.
Why math?
Well, math is also one of my favorite subjects growing up, but to me, I think math is kind of the way to like problem solve and learn to think critically. And I feel like the skills I learned in math class helped me in all parts of my life, like being able to solve problems. So I know it's not everyone's favorite subject, but I want to help people not be scared of math and realize it's something that they can do to like live fuller lives.
And everybody has to take it, so might as well be enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right, Angela, what do you want to know?
What is something that you want your students to take away from you, like outside of the classroom? What do you want them to learn?
I think the main thing I want them to learn is like perseverance. Like I said, math is a hard topic and it's not everyone's favorite. But really helping my students realize that like they can do hard things, that when they see a problem they don't initially know how to do, that that they have the skills that they need to seek out resources and really figure it out. And obviously that works in the math classroom, but like the big takeaway is that they can do that in their own lives too.
You talked about being an older sister and helping your siblings with math and enjoying math in school. Who were some of your biggest advocates and motivators along your educational journey?
Definitely like my family. For me, like education was always very valued. So definitely like, even if it wasn't like math in particular, like my family really helped me to find like the importance of learning and the joy in learning, and making those connections that like what I do in school, like helps me with everything. And yeah, after that, I would say like my teachers, even not even just math teachers, just all my teachers, my friends, like the school community just really helped me see that like, learning is just like a part of everyone's development and in your life. So yeah.
I'm curious to how maybe since how I'm going into college, maybe for you, how has college maybe helped you develop your passion for math?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, college math, it really like took me by surprise because it was very different from what I had done in high school. I think high school math is more like computation and stuff like that, but when I got to college, I realized that it was more of like a way of thinking. Like in math, it's all about like writing proofs and like yeah, like proving fundamental facts about math. So like not just saying, oh, this is true, but like really digging into like why it's true. So I think like college really helped me grow just as like a thinker. And obviously like I majored in math, so like obviously I learned about thinking in the context of math. But I think college really just helps like whatever you major in and helps you just grow as a thinker, which helps you in like all other parts of your life too.
Yeah, do you have a favorite topic you like to teach?
Yeah, people ask me this a lot. I mean, in math, I think like I really don't mind whatever it is within math because like whatever it is, you can kind of take it and just like really like focus on like the problem solving and like how do you solve it. So far I've taught like algebra 1 and algebra 2 and like I think those are all great topics, but I mean if it were like geometry or pre-calc or something, like I think I would really enjoy it too.
Ms. Cow, you are going to be a math educator, but maybe that's not what you always set out to do. So if it wasn't going to be math and education, what other career paths had you considered?
Yeah, I definitely had considered other things too. At one point I was considering being like an engineer. In high school I was really interested in that too. Like I really liked kind of the hands-on things. So I was like, oh, maybe mechanical engineering. In college I tried a little bit of like coding, so I was like, oh, maybe software engineering. Like I've been like a STEM person, I guess. But no, yeah, definitely like my heart is in teaching and like that's why I'm here now.
I'm gonna go way back. When you were like 5 or 6, what did you want to be when you grew up?
5 or 6 I did want to be like a teacher. So
Okay.
yeah, kind of came full circle.
That's very cool. I was almost a math teacher.
Really?
Okay. What changed?
When I got to college, I was a math major for 2.5 years. And my dad tried to warn me. He is a high school math teacher. He's got 1 year to go before he retires. And he warned me. He said, you enjoyed high school math, algebra, geometry. He said, when you become a math major, the math you take in college, you will never teach unless you become a college professor. And I was taking classes twice. I got as far as Calc 3. And then I was like, I want to be a teacher. So I had to change my major. So I switched to history. And you're dying over there.
I know, and I don't have water.
So that's my almost a math teacher story. So like when kids come to me and like, oh, I'm having a problem in math, I can still do algebra 1 and algebra 2. And
I actually never would have guessed that. I see you as a history teacher.
well, it
Well,
is
I feel
what
like
it
as
is.
That's so
teachers,
cool, though.
it's good to be like well-rounded.
Yeah. Because, like, sometimes there's teachers where I remember this one time, like, I went up to the teacher. I was like, oh, can you help me with this? And now that was when I was doing calculus. And they're like, oh, I can't do that. Like, I can only do, like basic geometry, I think it was, that he said he could do. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you came up to me with a calculus problem, I don't know calculus off the top of my head, but I know enough about learning to help somebody figure it out, and let's go find some resources to solve that type of problem.
Yeah.
Which is something that math taught me, how to find information.
I will say if I were a math teacher, I would be a social studies teacher. I also took a lot of like humanities classes in college, so.
Do you have a favorite era of history that you enjoyed in your studies?
Let's see. I mean, not really. I mean, I think like it was just cool just thinking about like history in general. Like in college, I didn't really take U.S. history, but I took like African American history and I took Brazilian history, like just randomly. And I think like, yeah, learning about, yeah, maybe not just like the history learned in school, like in high school, but like outside of that too, really interested me.
Okay. Angela, I only have a few more questions left that I typically ask our guests. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I'm curious about your background, like your culture. I know like New Brunswick, we're very diverse in culture. Like, even though we're primarily like Hispanic, right? there are different cultures that merge from like South America and Central and North America. So I'm curious about your culture and maybe how that has impacted your education.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, yeah, my family background is my mom's family is from China and Taiwan, and my dad is from Vietnam. And so yeah, like I'm identify as Asian. And yeah, I think in like Asian culture, like education is highly valued. So like that's kind of what I grew up with, you know, definitely valuing like school, and education was always first. So I think that's also why I value like being a teacher too. It's definitely a part of it. But I think yeah, also just kind of like being like a like part of a minority group in the U.S. Like I also really believe in like social justice. And I guess that's like kind of why I'm drawn more to like spaces where there's more diversity in the student body and things like that. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Hey, the floor is yours, Angela.
Oh yeah. Answering my own question. So yeah, I'm Honduran. Contrary to like what a lot of people think, they always think I'm like something else, which is pretty funny. Like the other day at my job, this guy was asking me like, "Oh, where you from?" And I was like, "Oh, guess," and he just couldn't guess it right, and he just gave up. And I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I'm Honduran." And it's funny because some people don't even like they confuse it with Hungary because like people pronounce Honduran and then Hungarian, but I say Honduran. I don't say Hungarian, and then so I think some people if I would say Hungarian, maybe they confuse it with Hungarian, but yeah, and then there was this one time where I also had to explain where Honduras was on the map to my coworker. So I found that pretty funny. And well, besides school, like I said before, you know, it is very diverse. There are many Hispanics here, so it feels like home in a way. Like I don't really feel like the odd one out. Like everyone's like similar to me. But going to work, it is not like that at all. It was like I had like my bubble bursted, and there was like all different types of people, and like I mentioned before, like I had to explain where Honduras was on the map to my
Wait till
coworker.
you go to college next year.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like it made me realize like not everyone is Hispanic, like not everyone speaks Spanish. Like everyone is like different, and there's like so much more to see than just New Brunswick. And I work in East Brunswick, for more context. I forgot where I was going with this, but
I tell you something funny.
Yeah.
So I keep in touch with some students over the years, and there's a student who was here last year who they are now at their school, and we recently reconnected, and I was like, so, you know, how you doing at school? And, you know, what is the biggest difference between New Brunswick and where you are? And this person said, Mr. Nessie, there are so many white people here
yeah.
at the school that they went to. And I was just like, yep, we're out there.
Yeah.
That was my funny story.
But yeah, it was just like an eye opener, and I didn't realize just like how to explain it. Like, I guess I don't know how to explain it. Like how, not like little we are, but like it's just kind of weird because it's like
It's like a bubble here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
But you know what? And maybe you experienced this when and where you went to high school. High school and your K-12 experience, you're in your own little community, you're in your own little bubble, and it's not until you kind of graduate high school that you start to see more of the world.
yeah, exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But what I'll say to that is, like my high school experience was like I went to like a predominantly white school. I mean, it was pretty like diverse, as in like it maybe matched the demographics of the U.S. more. But like, you know, I was like in the minority in terms of like being an Asian person in that area, and I think that it was like good and bad because like, you know, I experienced like maybe a more realistic like population in terms of like what it is in the U.S. I think like the downside is that like I didn't have as many like Asian friends, and like my home culture was like very different from what the school culture was. So like I had to kind of like navigate the way I presented myself based on different spaces, which like looking back, I wish I didn't do that or didn't think I had to.
That's what that's code switching, right?
Yeah. But what I'll say, what I think is nice about New Brunswick is that like, you know, since you mentioned like feeling at home here and like, you know, your culture is valued and like there's kind of like a shared experience. Like, I think that means when you go off to college, like, you'll have this this solid like sense of self, like sense of identity and like where you come from, and like that's valuable. And so that when you go wherever you are, like that you don't hide who you are, like you don't, like obviously where you're going to go, it's going to be different than this, but instead you can go into that space knowing like who I am, and like my culture is valuable, and like what I have to bring is valuable. So I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
Yeah. Good conversation. I have a more casual question. You were like firing away there, Angela. Just to shift gears a little bit. So obviously passionate, soon to be educator, the whole thing, career well ahead of you. What do you like to do? Some of your hobbies outside of school when you're not thinking about teaching math? What do you like to do?
I guess like my go-to hobby is running. So like when in high school, I was in like cross country and track, and I really loved that. Now I'm not really like super serious about like training or anything, but I still run for fun. I like to run like a few times a week. I just find it relaxing, like put my music in or whatever, and just like I'm not like a treadmill person. I think running on the treadmill is horrible, but I do like running outside a lot, and like the fall time is my favorite time because it's just like cooler and all the leaves and stuff are pretty.
Nice. And since you brought it up, when you run, what are some of the things that are on Miss Cow's playlist?
I listen to like a lot of different things. I don't know. I guess like probably like my top like genres are like R&B, indie, pop, hip hop. I listen to some Latin music too. Yeah.
So your Spotify Wrapped is very diverse.
I think so. Yeah.
By the way, that's coming soon.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? Because I just have 2 more questions.
No, but I was just reminded me of something funny. Like in the peer classroom, when the music was playing, and then Juba was like, "Was that Miss Cow?"
Basically, like I have my Spotify like already like loaded up because I'm teaching the class before that. So then sometimes the students will just like take my Spotify and start playing things.
It was funny.
So Juba blamed me for some explicit music that was playing.
So why were you playing explicit music? No, I'm kidding. All right. Last question. So we don't know what the future holds. You might have a career here at New Brunswick High School. You might not, but you've got a career ahead of you nonetheless. What is some advice that you would like to impart on all the students here at the high school? Because not everybody's had the opportunity to learn from you in math class, but you're here. What can you share on our students?
Let's see, that's a tough question. I would say, well, okay, so something from my class the other day that I did was like a little growth mindset activity. So I had like 4 quotes, and I said pick one and tell me how you can use it in our class. And it's funny because like I picked 4, but pretty much everyone chose the same quote. So maybe I can share it for everyone because it really hit different, as one of my students said. It's that mistakes are proof that you're trying. And I think that I notice a lot of my students are sometimes scared to say something in class because they're scared they're going to be wrong. But I think that quote spoke to people because, well, from my perspective, I want them to make those mistakes because we're all going to learn from them, and you can't improve unless you're making mistakes. Because if you are getting it right all the time, then you're not challenging yourself. But I think for them too, like, everyone's in high school right now, like you're supposed to be making mistakes. Like it's okay if you make mistakes. So that's why I think it really spoke to my students. So that's what I would share with everyone, that like mistakes are proof that you're trying. It's okay if you're making mistakes. And then also like do make mistakes so that you're learning.
Now, this might lead us into your response to the last question. And I want to thank you for being here on the Zebra Morning Show. Angela, I want to thank you for making yourself available to kind of host the conversation. So final question. If you could put up a quote or an inspirational message on the digital sign out in front of the building for a week, what would you put up there?
Oh man, that's even harder. I mean, I can just use this. Can I use the same one? And it's like a cop.
I said it might lead in. So would you tweak it in any way, or would it be something about, make mistakes?
Yeah, something like that. It's a little more like catchphrasey for a billboard kind of thing. Yeah, like make mistakes. That's the only way you're gonna learn, kind of thing. I don't know, something like that.
Sounds good. All right, that'll do it for this edition of Maestro Monday. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Miss Cal. Good luck with everything.
Thank you for having me.
All right, wave goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Please tell a friend to help spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, and Threads at Zebra Podcast Net. Visit our website at zebrapodcastnetwork.com where you can learn about joining us. And don't forget to send us your announcements and shout-outs. Have a great day, Zebra Nation.